When a work colleague recently told me of a boxed Atari ST that had just been found in the attic of a family member, I was only too happy to take it off their hands. Included in the package was a stack of discs that went by the name of the Atari Power Pack. On these 12 discs are 20 games, ranging from arcade conversions to film licenses to original game designs. So in this episode, I'll be using a standard pack of playing cards to decide on the games I'm going to play. After taking the kings and jokers out of the pack, I'm left with 12 different cards to represent the 12 discs, and I'll simply cut the deck and play the corresponding games. The first game chosen is Activision's 1988 conversion of the Sega arcade hit AFTERBURNER. Next is Electronic Dream's interpretation of one of my favourite games of all time, Irem's R-Type. To decide on the third game, a further cut of the deck is required, with odd being Star Ray and even being Star Goose. And Star Ray it is. Star Ray is Logotron's attempt at updating Eugene Jarvis's Defender. It's also the first in a trilogy of Star shoot-em-ups, being quickly followed by Star Goose and Star Blaze. First thing you notice about Star Ray is how nice looking it is. The lovely sci-fi B-movie style title screen adds character, and the in-game graphics are nicely drawn and move pretty smoothly. All the standard Defender elements are there: the map, circular levels that let you continually travel in one direction, looping the map rather than reaching an end. The laser stream weapon and the bi-directional gameplay are all present, but if you think this is a straight port, then you're wrong. A quite fundamental amendment has been made to the way that direction changing has been handled, and unfortunately it's not for the better. In Star Ray, your spaceship stays to one side of the screen at all times, like someone's programmed it with the left or right justify on by mistake. While this does give you more time to see the oncoming enemies, it also means that when you change direction, the whole game shifts in a disorienting way and you slide right over to the opposite extremity. All this does is slow the game down into a tactical dodger rather than a fast and frenzied dogfight against the alien scum. The game isn't terrible though, and level 2 has some really nice background graphics that are really reminiscent of the Return of the Jedi scenes, and has you protecting giant toadstools rather than the power generators of early levels. It's just a shame that Logotron didn't centre the ship, allowing for quick directional changes, as this would have sped up the game considerably and at least brought it up to the standard of its arcade inspiration, rather than the average imitation, which is unfortunately all this'll be at best.
Random Gamer.
R-Type is not only my favourite shooter of all time, but also one of my all-time favourite games in any genre, so I was only too happy when it was randomly selected for this feature. Though I've played the game on a number of systems, the Atari ST version was new to me, so I was excited to get it loaded. Being immediately hit with the unmistakable R-Type music was a joy. Coupled with the arcade's track sequence, this was already shaping up to be a fine conversion. I immediately set off in my R9 fighter ship and was pleasantly surprised to see that the game was extremely faithful in both the attack patterns of your foes and the graphics. For the uninitiated, R-Type has you flying your R9 in an attempt to destroy the evil Bido Empire. On your travels, a number of power-up droids appear, and shooting them reveals the power-ups that R-Type is famous for. The orb that can be placed at the front or rear of your ship is the most important, as it can withstand both bullets and impact from enemy vessels. I'd almost go as far as to say that the orb is essential, as losing a life late in a level when you're all tooled up will make completing it very tough, as your weapons are stripped back down to the basics. Other power-ups include ricocheting diagonal fire, wide swirling fire, a vertical flamethrower, extra support from drone orbs and heat-seeking missiles. Some are more use than others, but all are a hell of a lot of fun. There are some negatives, and whilst the graphics are very similar, everything feels a little squashed vertically, meaning that the play area appears smaller. This really affects the difficulty, and unlike the arcade, where I can get to level 4 on 1 life, the ST version had me struggling so much with level 2 that I don't even have any footage of level 3 onwards to show you. So whilst there are obvious faults with the game, it also appears a little slow for instance, it's far from the best conversion. That honour goes to the 8-bit PC Engine, whose version is available right now through the magic of Nintendo's Virtual Console, or under emulation using the fantastic Magic Engine. But Electric Dreams have once again come up trumps with another fine arcade conversion. One word of warning though, due to its disc-based nature, it isn't as immediate as others, and the delay whilst the system reloads previous levels after you've lost all your lives can be a tad annoying in this I want it now culture that we've all become so accustomed to.
Random Gamer.
On we go to our final game. What can be said about Activision's conversion of the Sega coin-op Afterburner? Well, I won't go for the jugular just yet, and I'll start by explaining why even attempting to convert this game to the home computers was such a bad idea. You see, in reality, Afterburner wasn't a very good game. This was a game that was little more than a glorified tech demo, set up to show off one of the most glorious pieces of arcade hardware you're ever likely to see. The Afterburner cab was a thing of beauty, an F-16 cockpit that didn't just tilt side to side and go up and down like other hydraulic cabs of the day. This cabinet did full 360-degree forwards and backwards rolls. It's hard to explain the excitement of the first time you sat in the cockpit, took off from the aircraft carrier and did your first roll. As the pocket full of 10p's emptied, spraying coins all around the machine, it was hard not to squeal with joy as you swooped in and out of the enemy formations, hammering your machine gun and sending targeted missiles up the arse of the generic anti-American aggressors. But for all that, if you took away the arcade cabinet, all that was left was a pretty dull, repetitive and extremely short shooter that you wouldn't look at twice. But this was the Wall Street 80s, greed was king, and Activision saw an opportunity to fleece some cash from the public blinded by the arcade experience far more than by the game itself. Because this is a game so devoid of plus points that this review could have been made up of just 4-letter words. A game so crap that when you fire a missile, the music stops for the horrible crashing noise and then starts from where it left off. A game so crap that at points you wonder whether you're actually playing the game or whether it's just the demo rolling. A game so crap that I can't find words to describe how crap it is.
5.
The tape will self-destruct in 5 seconds.
4.
5 seconds.